Peace, guys. Welcome back to the definitive guide to generating leads bootcamp. Right now, you are tuned into a sneak peek of the full bootcamp. All right. So, in this lesson, this is going to be 2.1. We're going to go over how to build a psychographic profile. So, in the last lesson, in 2.1, we went over building a demographic profile. In this lesson, we're going to go over how to build a psychographic profile. All right. So, firstly, let's just jump right into it. What is a psychographic profile? All right. So, a psychographic profile is a detailed breakdown of your target audience's values, beliefs, lifestyles, interests, and motivations. All right. So, unlike your demographic, which is your age, gender, and income, which describes who your customer is, psychographics help you understand why they buy, what drives their decisions, what they care about, and what influences their behavior. Think of it as mapping the mind and heart of your ideal customer. All right, so then your follow-up question might be, why does this matter for lead generation? Okay, so understanding your psychographics helps you to one, create magnetic messaging that speaks directly to what your audience values. Two, craft offers that align with their lifestyle, challenges, aspirations. Three, position your product or service where they're most likely to engage. And four, build trust by reflecting their beliefs, languages, and their belief language and culture. The deeper your understanding of why they act, the better your content, ads, and campaigns will perform. All right, that's how we go from likes to leads to loyalty. Okay, so there are going to be 7 attributes that you're going to fill in for your psychographics. And as you guys can see, I haven't actually filled mine in for my buyer persona yet. That's the reason being is because I'm going to give you guys a demonstration using Chat GPT, just in case you guys are like struggling through like coming up with values, motivations, etc. for your persona. I'm going to show you guys how we'll have Chat GPT return a scenario to us based on the information we like put in about our target audience. All right. I'll show you guys that prompt. And then if you are enrolled in our boot camp, you'll see that prompt right here in your package. Okay, so firstly, let's just go over these 7 features that we're going to fill in for our psychographic profiling. One, we already done this in the last one, is name your persona. So that's the reason why we have here Sarah James, the procurement manager at XYZ Consulting. So she has at least a name. Okay, define their core values. What do they care about most? Is it financial freedom? Is it independence? Is it legacy? Is it creativity? So the next thing you're going to do in the core values is we're going to actually give them about like 3 to 4 core values. All right. This is actually going to help as far as again, when we're designing our ad, when we're putting together our content calendar, and we can say like, okay, we know that Sarah James' core values are like, family, this, and this. That entire commercial or that entire ad is going to just tell the story of Sarah James. Sarah James should just be able to like see herself completely in our advertisement. Okay. Next, we're going to map number 3, map their motivations. What are they working towards or trying to solve? For example, are they trying to leave their 9 to 5? Are they trying to grow their online sales? Are they trying to qualify for funding? So obviously in our case, yes, Sarah. So Sarah James, she is responsible. So in our case, so we're going over right now their motivation. So in our case, Sarah James' position, she is actually a corporate manager who's responsible for procurement. But bigger than that, what's her motivation, right? Does she want to send her kids through college? And Sarah James, not only performing well at her job gives her job security, maybe she actually gets a certain bonus when she procures new deals. So again, all that information is we're going to use in our content to speak the language of our persona. So maybe we even have Sarah James like high-fiving one of her colleagues because she just got the bonus because she was able to find this new fund that they were eligible for that no one knew that she found out by using Lemon Squeeze Marketing's Funding Procurement Services. All right, that's a way that I would market to Sarah James. Okay. So, know their motivations. Understand, like, why, like, what motivates them for like what it is that they're doing. All right, map out their motivations. Know what they're working towards or trying to solve. All right. Number four, identify lifestyle and habits. Important. So, where do they spend their time online and offline? Okay, what routines shape their day? For example, are they a morning podcast listener? Okay, so if Sarah James is a morning podcast listener, guess where I'm going to prioritize having my ad show up? I'm probably going to prioritize my ad showing up on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever her demographic goes to listen to podcasts. Um, are they a heavy Instagram user? All right. So if my particular persona is a heavy Instagram user or a heavy TikToker, guess where I'm going to market to them? I'm going to make sure that my ads show up on those platforms. All right. Are they a solo business owner? All right. I am definitely going to speak to the stressors of being a solo business owner. For example, Luis, who's a small business owner, when we create his lifestyle, when we do his identified lifestyle and habits, that might be the fact that his lifestyle is a part of his lifestyle is being a solo business owner. Showing him coming in the morning and turning the lights on and getting ready and being having a meeting with himself, and then finally deciding to get help with funding so that he can expand his team to more than himself. Do you guys see how like just the ideas of how to market to a particular persona is just endless once you fully understand how to get into like the mind and understand your targeted customer? Moving on. Number five, know interests and influences. So what kind of music does Sarah James listen to? Is she a Beyonce fan? Maybe I'll even have like a little Beyonce reference. So maybe I'll be, dancing to Cowboy Carter. And then, or maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll show Sarah James, buying tickets to one of Beyonce's concerts because she got this bonus, because she was able to procure more funding because she hired Lemon Squeeze Marketing, or maybe I'll show Sarah James hiring us or working hard hours because her daughter is a huge who do the kids listen? She's a huge Megan Thee Stallion fan. Her daughter's a huge Megan Thee Stallion fan. And she's showing her daughter, who's going to college, some fun opportunities that she's eligible for. And they're working with Lemon Squeeze Marketing too. And because we were able to identify some funding opportunities for her, it saved her money that she doesn't have to pay for her daughter for tuition. And now she can, treat her daughter to a live concert with Megan Thee Stallion. Maybe Glow comes out too. Who knows? But endless possibilities of how to market to your audience. All right. So make sure you guys note their interests and influences. Other things you can note are like, so the bands they what oh sorry, hold on. Did I miss this up? Sorry, we're on identified lifestyles and habits. So I think did we go into maybe I saw brands and I was supposed to maybe I saw band and I was supposed to say brands, but even still, all right. So we are on no interest and influences. So also the brands that they buy, the industries that inspire them. So for example, do they watch Shark Tank? Do they, Gary V, watch DIY culture, wellness brands? Understanding the type of brands that they're tapped into. Also, again, like let's say I wanted to do some sort of affiliate or influencer marketing. If I'm working with ambassadors that, really enjoy Shark Tank and my persona, loves Shark Tank, that might increase the likelihood that they actually, pay attention to my ad. Who knows? But And then or I can have my targeted audience watching Shark Tank, being inspired by Shark Tank and saying, you know what? I too want to take my business to the next level. Let me go ahead and schedule a free consultation with Lemon Squeeze Marketing for their procurement services. Or I can even have them being like me pretending like I'm on Shark Tank, but working with Lemon Squeeze Marketing or something like that. Like just like I said, the creative juices are just endless. Number six, if I could pick a single category for you to spend a lot of time on, it's going to be number six, and that is their pain points. What frustrates them? What do they feel they're missing or stuck on? This is, guys, this is exactly what you want to highlight when you are targeting your ideal customer. What might be frustrating Sarah James is the fact that, XYZ Consulting is this like unique business. And so identifying funding opportunities that are, specifically eligible for them is frustrating the heck out of Sarah James. There's no streamlined process to doing this. So insert lemon squeeze marketing. And we have an ad that says, imagine this. You're frustrated, funds and opportunities are all over the place. You have this unique niche that you need to find scholarships and opportunities that are specifically for you. You don't want this generic database of funds to just search endlessly for. Insert, Lemon Squeeze Marketing new funding procurement management app and services where you fill out a few different, pieces of information, and we show you, procure funding opportunities that you are specifically eligible for at your fingertips. All right. So something they're missing out on, or something they're stuck on. Maybe Luis is stuck on the application part. Maybe he is frustrated with figuring out like what do I actually put into the essay part or the essay part of applying for a grant. Maybe we show like a preview of our boot camp where we actually go over. All right, we are at the stage now where you are for our DIYers who are applying for funding themselves. Here are, key tips to, filling out this, or even have some ad that be like, are you stuck on the application process? Not sure about exactly what to put in it, feeling overwhelmed with the sheer volume of paperwork required? Here's how to get organized. Or you could always just hire Lemon Squeeze Marketing. All right. So, listing out their pain points, even when it comes to like content planning, guys, you want to spend your time understanding what's frustrating your clients or customers, understanding like what their pain points are, and then solving it, showing your value proposition. Like, how do you solve that problem for your customer? I guarantee you, if you can figure out the problem that your customer is having, the blockers that they're having, and you show how like your particular product or service solves that problem, you are like a godsend to them. They're like, here, take my money. All right. And the last one is number seven. So describe the buying mindset. Are they skeptical? Are they spontaneous? Are they research driven? Are they price sensitive? All of those things matter. So, for example, if I'm gonna assume just based on Sarah James's position, she's probably very research driven, right? She's probably not spontaneous. She probably wants to know that, like, have a clear ironed out like research process of gathering the funds, or she might want to make sure that we know what the heck we're doing. She might want to see like an ironed out process of like this is exactly how we go about procuring funding. Here are some clients that we've helped in the past. Okay, someone who is skeptical, right? So how I market to them, like, you might be skeptical. You might have heard a million other different companies promise that they can help this, that, and the third. But why don't we hear from our actual, like, real client, Zandra Solomon, and then have Zandra sit down and talk about her experience, or another customer that we've helped, or show the facts. But when you understand that your targeted customer is someone who's skeptical versus research driven, you're better able to speak to that particular customer. All right, guys, go ahead and open up your package, and start working on these. Now, the last thing I'm gonna do, as promised, I'm actually gonna do that in a bonus video. So if you are a part of the boot camp, I'm gonna put this in a bonus video. Let's say, for example, you're a little foggy or your brain's a little stuck in like ironing out these particular attributes are hard for you. Actually, let me pause this recording. I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna like just create a really quick chat GBT prompt that is going to take in this information plus her demographic, and it's going to output her values, motivations, lifestyle habits, interests, influences, pain points, and buying mindset. All right. I'm gonna quickly give like a little example of that. I might show a snippet of the code. I'm not really sure, but for all my folks that are enrolled in the boot camp, you'll have the actual prompt right here um in your package. But for everyone who's just watching the sneak peek, let me pause this recording really quickly, and then I will actually do the chat GBT prompt and I'll quickly cover it, and then I'll wrap this sneak peek video up. All right, guys, I just had ChatGPT create a psychographic profile for each one of my personas. I'm gonna go over just one of the psychographic profile personas. I'm gonna stick with Sarah James since we've already gone over her. I'm gonna go over, well, actually, her name changed. Sarah James is. So I'm actually gonna show you guys the prompt that I used to create my psychographic profiles. I'm just going up to Sarah James right quick. She is the strategic corporate leader. When I tell you this is going to help you so much when it comes to targeting, I promise you guys, you got like marketing is going to be like so much more common sense. You guys are going to start to enjoy marketing to your targeted audience. All right, so firstly, let's just go over the psychographics of Sarah James. This is her demographics. Let's go over her psychographics. After we go over her psychographics, I will show you guys the prompt to use to have ChatGPT do the same thing for you. And if you are enrolled in our boot camp, you guys will get this prompt in your package. All right, so for our business owners, we have Sarah James, the strategic corporate leader. Actually, I did want to take all of these out of bold. Give me 1 second. This is going to bother me. It's gonna bother me. All right, so here are her core values, results and ROI. So Sarah values measurable outcomes, and proven results. Every decision is driven by what motivates the company what moves the company closer to its financial targets. All right, so that's our first core value, results and ROI. Okay, her second core value is leadership, legacy and leadership. So, as a senior leader, Sarah wants her leadership to drive meaningful growth and long-term impact. And her last core value is trust and professionalism. She deeply values trusted partners, professionalism, and working with experts who speak her language. All right, so now those are the core values that we've gone over or created, that ChatGPT created for James. Let's go over her motivations. Again, I gotta make this on bold. It's gonna bother me. All right, so motivation. So securing expansion funding. Her top priority is to unlock capital that enables XYZ Consulting to hit its 2026 growth benchmarks. All right. Her second motivation, maintaining competitive advantage. She's motivated to stay ahead of the market shifts, increase operational capacity, and secure innovation budgets. All right. And The last one is delivering internal wins. So every successful procurement boosts her influence internally and reinforces her role as a key decision maker. I hope you guys are as excited as I am, or maybe it's because I'm actually really into marketing that this excites me. I don't know if you guys are watching this and it's just like, okay, Mike, I don't know what you're so excited about, but I'm personally really excited. It's really exciting me. I really enjoy this part. And this is the part where I tell my clients, like, if you're struggling through lead gen, I promise you, you skip this part. Because if you know your buyer, you know exactly how to market to your buyer. You know exactly what to say to your buyer. Like, you know your buyer. And if you're struggling to generate leads, you probably don't know your buyer. All right, so lifestyle and habit. Okay, work-centric weekdays. So Sarah's weekday routine revolves around back-to-back meetings, proposal reviews, and vendor negotiations. Professional networking. She attends conferences, local chambers, and high-level procurement summits. I need to pause here, guys, and just call this out. If you are trying to market or trying to target a Sarah James, and it says here that she attends executive conferences, local chambers, and high-level procurement summits, this is where you need to be to get in front of a Sarah James, like those Instagram or whatever. Like, honestly, we're gonna see this. I'm gonna let the data tell us, but I'd be curious as what our conversion rates are for targeting a Sarah James at one of these conferences versus us targeting her online with a Facebook or Google ad or SEO. I'd be very curious to see how this particular demographics, like which marketing channel they respond to the most. But you definitely want to be at these type of events because this is a part of Sarah James's lifestyle and habits. This is where Sarah James is going to be, especially when she's in the mindset of finding procurement options. All right. Online habits. Okay, heavy LinkedIn user, subscribes to Harvard Business Review and Fortune newsletters, reads funding blogs. This is very well. Okay, so why do you guys think this is important? I'm gonna pause. I'm just gonna let y'all. Why do you guys think? How do you guys think we could use this piece of information to generate more leads like Sarah James? So, firstly, it says she's a heavy LinkedIn user. So, guess where one of my main marketing channels is going to be? LinkedIn, because it increases the likelihood that a Sarah James is going to see it versus maybe she doesn't use Instagram. Not saying she does it, just saying in this made up scenario of this made up Sarah James. All right, she subscribes to the Harvard Business Review and Fortune newsletter. That's something like it just depends on you. For me personally, because of the potential capital involved in funding procurement, it's worthwhile for me to know my buyer well enough to like read some of the material that they read. For you guys, if your customer is only going to be like a $10 customer, I don't know if it's worthwhile for you guys to get that deeply invested in your targeted audience. Me personally, I'm vested. At the same time, I'm a marketer. I love doing this. I love getting into the mind of my buyer. And yeah, so I would definitely be publishing articles that and following the Harvard Review, like understanding the type of things that interest her is going to help her connect with me. Let's say I posted an article that the Harvard Review, posted about and it's about funding, or let's say that I have a funding blog or that I post about a funding blog. If Sarah and I are connected anywhere on social, it'll just increase the likelihood that she pays attention to who I am. And if my branding, which we did in the first module, if my branding is together, all I need Sarah James to do is to just find out who I am because everything else will take care of itself. My branding's together, my landing page is together. If I just get Sarah James to be like, who is this? My job's done. All right. Interests and influences. All right, let's go over Sarah James's influences, interests and influences. So her influences, uh, Carla Harris, Ursula Burns, and thought leaders in supply chain and corporate innovation. Definitely a way to target her. Like understanding who influences her. What if I had like a quote by Carla Harris that talks about the importance of, delegating or something like that? Like this is someone that Sarah James like listens to that influences her decisions. If I find situations that have Carla James positively speaking about the particular product or service that I would like to launch. So, for example, if I want Sarah James to hire Limit Squeeze Marketing for funding procurement services and or to use our funding management app, I'll find things that Ursula Burns and other thought leaders have said positively about the product or service that I'm trying to offer. They trust their opinions. All right. Okay, media and brands. So McKinsey Insights, Bloomberg Inc., Fast Company, and podcasts like The Journal. So these are going to be the type of media and brands that Sarah James is going to be tapped into. So first of all, I'm gonna ask you guys, how do you think you could use this information to generate more leads for someone like a Sarah James? So if I know that she listens to podcasts like The Journal, guess where I'm probably gonna run an ad? Hmm. All right. There are other scenarios and use cases for knowing this, but guys, you can't know too much. Somebody gonna abuse that. I'm gonna say this and just put a little asterisk right there. You can't know too much about your buyer. All right, industries. All right, so her industries of interest are corporate consulting, tech innovation, finance, supplier diversity, and B2B solutions. So, again, just knowing what interests my buyer, even when it comes, like, let's say, for example, right, she's into tech and innovation. I was trying to find a product that would be relevant. Let's say, for example, I don't know. I was trying to find a particular product. Let's just say that it also said that she was a coffee drinker. And so, let's say that I was giving away free coffee mugs that had like on the coffee mugs, though, it's like, a website to find funding for that particular niche. And I'm just giving away free mugs to like I'm gonna randomly pick from the first 20 people who subscribe to our newsletter. And because I know that Sarah James enjoys coffee, and let's say for example, I know specifically that Sarah James enjoys Starbucks. Let's say that a part of targeting a Sarah James is I'm giving away free Starbucks gift cards, right? All you have to do is subscribe to our newsletter, and we're going to randomly pick from the first 20 people to sign up. Great way to target Sarah James. All right. Pain points. Pain points. This is one of the biggest points is the pain points. Let's go through Sarah James' pain points. So time constraints, too many vendor options, not enough time to vet them all thoroughly. When I am creating my value proposition, guess what I am going to make sure I highlight? That there are so many vendor options and so little time and that you need and what if there was an app or a person or something or a solution that would vet them for you as if they were you. I bet you I have Sarah James' attention. That's how or why it's important to understand the pain points of your targeted audience. All right, another one. Overwhelming grant language. Ooh, I can already think of an a particular copy that would do really well for hitting at this pain point. So overwhelming grant language. Many funding portals feel overly bureaucratic or not aligned with corporate goals. Here's what I can see, right? So we know that Sarah James is a heavy LinkedIn user, and one of her pain points is the overwhelming language, grant language. I could have an image of like a woman who meets her demographics, even maybe mirrors how she looks, looking up a grant and it almost being in Chinese. And that's if you don't speak Chinese, obviously. And it being like, oh my God. And her just feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, right? So that's the pain point. And then like cut to maybe a colleague of hers or her coming across limit squeeze marketing's funding procurement and it just spelling out very easily here are the eligibility rules for this fund, and here are the material that you'll need. Here is the deadline, and here is the application amount. Would you like to start? All you and like Sarah being like, oh my God, thank you. So I would do a whole campaign. Even though Sarah James, like social media didn't show up as one of the main medias for her, I could see a whole social media campaign that is just picking and making poking fun of just how bureaucratic it could be applying for grants, right? Showing the searching process, showing like you know, trying to understand what this, I could even see a little commercial that's like reading off what the grant says, but it's like super confusing. And then it has the user being like, what? And then like limit squeeze marketing stepping in to translate. Like basically, this fund is saying you need this, and this, and to be eligible, you must meet this, and this. Here's the deadline, and here's the link to apply. And the user being like, oh, that by itself can be an entire campaign, just picking at the pain points of how overwhelming it can be, like the grant language can be. All right. Do you guys see how understanding the pain points of your customer, it helps you speak their language. It helps you make like you're doing them a favor. Your solution is saving them. And in all honesty, your solution should be. All right, let's go over Sarah's last pain point, lack of turnkey solutions. All right, because this is a busy uh, corporate executive. Let's go ahead and highlight this one. All right, so lack of turnkey solutions. She wants streamlined, done for you support, ideally with data to support funding eligibility and outcomes. Turnkey people. All right, again, how do we use this information to generate leads to get more Sarah James into our sales funnel? All right, boom. Uh, that's a pain point we want to highlight. So let's show Sarah James in an office with papers all everywhere that has like requirements over here for this for like a or for a website that like says like we've identified all the funding opportunities for you. Here are the next steps. And it like has like Sarah trying to like navigate following all the different steps. Or then let's like give her another solution. Like let's say we had our like faux competitors. And like competitor one, like gives you this big database of all the grants and opportunities that you're eligible for. And then we show Sarah like excited at first, like we found over opportunities for you. Here are the next steps. Filter through all the possible, opportunities, and then, get the requirements, and then here the eligibility. Like just showing that process of her being like, competitor number two. Let's say that competitor number two did a really great job of I don't know, like the matching process, but like they don't do a good job of like asking Sarah enough background information so that it actually works. Either way, you get my drift. And then insert limit squeeze marketing, right? Where all Sarah James has to do is just fill out some background information about who she is and what her funding goals are, and everything is handled for her. She is given an apply ready package to where all she honestly has to do is click the link, insert the information. And in the future, we might also even offer where we apply on their behalf. So we'll show that to Sarah. But that's how you like target Sarah and like pick at that pain point. That's why this information is incredibly useful. Uh-oh. Let's scroll back down. I gotta figure out how to fix that part. All right, we are in Sarah James Psychographic. Okay, we went over her pain points. Okay, let's go over the last one, which is her buying mindset, which we definitely need to know since we want her to buy our product. All right. So, highly analytical. no coincidence here. Like, think about the role and position that Sarah's in. You know she's going to be a highly analytical person. Okay, so highly analytical, Sarah is data driven, always reading case studies and comparing success metrics. When I am marketing to a Sarah James, I want to lead with data. So, for example, facts. There are millions of dollars available for funding opportunities for insert like her industry. Facts. Nearly this percent of funds, eligible funds, go wasted because of the, I don't know, difficulty of potential applicants discovering such desperate something along those lines. All right. Facts. Like, on average, companies who are able to procure proper funding, utilize a third party. Do you get what I'm trying to say, though? It would always be data driven. Like, it's not even emotional. It is just showing Sarah with facts why Lemon Squeeze Marketing's funding procurement services are the only solution. It's like it's like showing you common, like in common sense with data, like in a language that you speak, why we are the best solution. But you have to speak to your particular buyer. Okay, let's go into our next buying mindset. Okay, risk adverse, but decisive. All right, so she avoids flaky providers, prefers vetted partners with a proven track record. All right, she basically wants someone reliable. She's really not trying to take risk on people she doesn't know. So what we could do is highlight how many people trust us, how we've been vetted, the different certifications that we have, right? We definitely want to lead with that, especially, and I'll tell you, especially when we want to highlight this information. You guys will see in a future lesson where we go through the different buying stages. So when Sarah gets to the stage where she's already become aware of us, where she's already shown interest in us, she's already kind of in she's already in the decision making stage of like for she is looking for like someone to hire, and then she's finally at that decision make like that about to take an action. Okay, this is where we want to like show our credibility. Like, this is who we are, this is who we help. Here are the partners that trust us, here are clients that trust us. All right, this part is definitely about being seen as trustworthy because she doesn't like flaky providers. All right, the last one is budget confident. Oof, these kind of customers. I just need a bit of, I love customers. It's like when you have the budget for me to do my job, all I need to do is to present to you why and how like Lemon Squeeze Marketing is just the best solution to solve your problem. God, you're like my favorite prospect because all I need to do is give you a presentation that walks you through exactly why we are the solution. But anyway, let's go on to Sarah's. All right, so budget confident, willing to pay a premium if the solution is custom fit, scalable, and delivers return on investment. This, guys, is a part of your closing. So if you guys have gone through landing a customer at this point, then you know there are different phases to that conversation. You have the conversation like where you're first doing the icebreaker, getting to know them. You are getting them to open up and tell them about everything they hate or about the current solution or like everything that's troubling them. You've now presented yourself, your product as the solution. We've like basically overcome basically like kind of like the emotional mental hurdles of landing the sale. Now you're really about to land the sale because you already know what that next part is. Money, 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 money. Now, if I have a prospect like Sarah who will pay a premium, I'm not going to be mentioning things like we have a discount going on or we have a sale going on. I'm going to mention about how we have a custom fit tier. we have a tier where like we offer a solution that's custom fit and it delivers return on investment. I want to drive results and the fact that we are a custom fit and scalable because Sarah is not very budget sensitive as long as it solves the problem. All right. So when I'm about to close on a Sarah James, I am like really driving how we can deliver results and how we can be a custom fit for Sarah. Okay, so this was just buyer one. This just took our entire like this. I don't even know how long this is right now, but all of this is just for buyer one. All right. ChatGPT gave me this for all of my personas. The last thing I'm going to do before I wrap this tutorial up, as promised, is I'm going to actually show you guys the prompt. All right. So the prompt that you'll get in your package is right here. So this is what you're actually going to type into ChatGPT, and I'll show you guys. So I'm developing psychographic profiles for a buyer persona as part of a lead generation and marketing strategy. I will provide background and demographic detail on the persona. Please create a detailed psychographic profile in the following format. All right, notice that format that each one of those personas have. So right now, you are telling ChatGPT this is the format that you want them to return. All right. So this whole thing is what you're going to drop into ChatGPT plus what I'm about to say next. So this is the first part that you're going to drop into ChatGPT verbatim. The next part is here is the demographic and background info for the persona. So this is the part that you are going to fill in for each one of your personas. So you're going to put the working name. They'll give you a new name, so don't worry about it. So I'll show you guys in ChatGPT how we did this for Sarah. Put in their name. You're going to put in their age range, their gender, their ethnicity, their location, income range, education level, occupational, business type, household or family status, and background information. All right, guys, this is all the information from your demographics, plus this background information that just describes the scenario. So you're gonna fill that information in, and then you're gonna copy this whole thing. So from right here all the way to right here. You are going to copy this prompt in, and you're gonna paste that into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to return to you this nicely formatted psychographic profile. And let me just show you how we did this for Sarah James. All right, so uh do, 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 do. So this is the prompt that we put in for Sarah James. So here's that little same part that we just said before. And then if you guys know, oh, actually, this is for Luis. So in this example, this is the prompt we fed ChatGPT so that ChatGPT would do this for Luis as well. So we put in that first part that you guys just saw, plus we have his information here. So if you notice, we have Luis Howard, the supposed to be the small cleaning business owner. We have his age range being from 40 to 64. He's a male, he's Hispanic, he lives in Atlanta. His income range is 60 to 175. He's had some college education. He's a small business owner. He is married plus has kids. And this just gives a little bit of information about Luis. And then here's ChatGPT. They outputted this beautiful psychographic profile, which I'm not going to read. But this really like brings this person to life and shows me how to actually target a Luis Howard, who is a small business owner looking for a funding procurement to bring their business to time. So the old school operator evolving for the digital age. All right. This better helps me speak to Luis and other Luises, if you will. All right. So congratulations, guys. At this point, you have honestly, once you finish this exercise, you've completed like a huge, big part of marketing. Notice we haven't created any content whatsoever. This is all about getting clear. In the first module, when we did the product and the branding, that was about getting clear about who you are. All right. Now, in module number two, we're getting clear about who you're targeting. I promise you, following these steps, guys, you're going to be so much more successful because you have clarity. All right, so everything that we just went over, guys, that is just lesson 2.1, where we went over how to build a demographic and psychographic profile. This, what you guys have just watched is a sneak peek, one of our freebies that we're posting to YouTube and other platforms so you guys can get an understanding of what the real boot camp will be like. All right. For all my people who are enrolled in the boot camp, our next lesson is going to be on how to create an avatar across your buyer stages. So, is this still open? I don't know if I feel like. All right, it might still be easy to pull up. So, where is it? Here. In the next part of module number 2, let me show you guys what it looks like that we'll be working on. Not this, not this, not that, this. Okay. So what you guys will see us build in the next part of the module is, notice that I had named the fact that, like, okay, those people were looking to buy right now. They're in the action stage. We're gonna go through the different sales life cycle stages, whatever you want to call it, from going from awareness to action. And you guys will see in this exercise that even though like our three people might all be Sarah James, they might be at different stages. And it's so important that we focus our attention as far as like getting conversions on individuals who are closer to the bottom of the sales funnel, not at the top, as far as like how to more efficiently get more leads more quickly. All right. So if I've got your attention, make sure you guys go ahead and enroll in the definitive the definitive guide to lead generation. This is our boot camp. It is going to be launching on June the 1st. It's going to be a 3-month boot camp. And it's a hands-on boot camp. It's gonna teach entrepreneurs how to define, launch, and generate qualified leads for any product or service through real world examples of Lemon Squeeze Marketing's funding procurement service. So again, guys, like this is our real new product line that we are actually bringing to market. These are our real buyer personas. You guys are gonna actually see us launch real campaigns and show our real results. All right. So the cost is only $2.99 per month for the first 45 students to enroll. So make sure you guys go ahead and enroll. And if you guys want more information, all you have to do is just visit lemonsqueeze-marketing.com. All right. You're going to go here. Very soon, there's also going to be a banner that just advertises the fact that we have our boot camp going on for our definitive guide to lead generation. But if you guys want to know more information, you can just click on funding and procurement in the in between time. But make sure you guys go check out lemonsqueeze-marketing.com. That's where you're going to get all this information as far as being able to get these assets, being able to enroll, join our newsletter, all of that stuff. All right. I will see you guys, gals, and everything else. All are welcome and loved in this space. I will see you guys in our next lesson where we will be creating our avatars. I'm really excited about that. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna hold you up. I am Money Mike Fo of Lemon Squeeze Marketing. I am here to show you exactly how to generate more leads for your product or service. And make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Proof.